Welcome in, everybody, to the Appalachian State Mountaineers Dynasty, again here in episode number 7. Today we are set to take on the Marshall Thundering Herd, a team that is not having a great start to their season, but trust me, you do not want to underestimate them. The Thundering Herd come into the game 1-3 on the year, but they are still a strong offensive unit led behind former NFL quarterback Chad Pennington's son, Cole Pennington, but they also have a bit of a quarterback duel going on with Brylan Baxton on their bench. So we'll see how Pennington performs today as we'll get underway. And the 1-3 Herd are set to have their home matchup against our Mountaineers here, who are 3-2 in the first year under Julius Canary. Joey Aguilar, the senior quarterback, has led the team to 11 touchdowns and 7 interceptions on the year. Starting on offense, we are ready to go. Aguilar stepping, finding the hole. He's going to take off all kinds of space on the first play of the game and pushed out of bounds late after 37 yards. That is what I love about Joey Aguilar. He can do both of those things so well. Mikael Haywood getting his snaps back after being replaced by Kanye Roberts a majority of snaps the last few weeks. He's going to try and get back into this offense, but Roberts not going to make it easy on him as the sophomore running back runs it down inside the 15. He has almost 300 yards on the ground, and he has been so good through the air now. 2nd and 10. Speaking of him through the air, Roberts spinning, reaching for the pylon. No touchdown. They're going to mark him at the 1, and now it's a 1st and goal. Aguilar's going to bring Hetzel in motion. It's going to be a touch pass. Michael Hetzel, easy score. And that counts as a passing touchdown, too. So that's going to boost Joey Aguilar's stats just a little bit after that little flip forward. And what a drive to open the game here against the 1-3 Herd. I mean, you've got to be able to take advantage of these types of games as we will get a look at their top 2 players. Monroe Beard III, the right outside linebacker, and they have a strong right tackle and Jeremy Jones. So expect to see the Herd try to run his direction a lot this game. They're going to go for a run on the first play, and it's blown up. That is Collins in the backfield. Sean Collins, the linebacker, blows that play up before it even gets developed. Now a loss of 4. They're going to go on the ground again. Nowhere to go again. That was Brendan Harrington getting into the backfield. So the Mountaineers come into play on these first 2 plays. 3rd and 15. Pennington under pressure, escaping, slinging it deep downfield, and it's incomplete, almost picked off. But instead, it falls to the ground, and the Mountaineers defense forces an early 3 and out now. 1st and 10. Michael Hetzel, the pass a little bit behind him on the slant, but he runs away from everyone and into the 34-yard line. He has 3 catches, 31 yards, and a touchdown so far today as the 2nd best receiver in this offense. Now 2nd and 8. Haywood's going to run it. He has a 4-yard gain. It's going to make it a 3rd and 4. Much more manageable now. Right around 6 to go in the first. Aguilar outside. Caught by Wilson. Good hands by the tight end. Not known as a receiving tight end, but he does a good job there. Now 2nd and 13. Aguilar stepping. He's under pressure a little bit. He's going to take off and run with it. Swerving inside and sliding down. Thankfully, the smart play there. You could have maybe argued he could have got a touchdown, but you got to protect the ball first and foremost. Now 1st and goal. Aguilar rolls out of the pocket. Got a little pressure. He's going to fire back of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Caden Robinson. Touchdown. App State goes up 13-0 early in this first quarter as the senior receiver makes another big grab. He has been the best player on this offense undoubtedly, and they finally get a conversion here. The Herd are able to convert on that pass from Pennington to Brown. It's now a 1st down right around midfield. It's going to be a run this time. Ethan Payne not getting much on the ground. Finally going to get a positive run. Last drive, 2 negative runs. He's right now 3 carries, -1 yards for the starting running back there for Marshall. 2nd and 6. This time they're going to send Payne in motion. He's not going to run it. He's going to go out in the pass formation. Under pressure, and he's sacked. That time, the pressure gets to Pennington. And a little bit of violence there afterwards. Some arguments breaking out in conflict in the huddle. And the Herd and the Mountaineers do not seem to like each other. So on a 3rd and 10 delayed handoff, Ethan Payne taken down. Feeling the pain from Michael Fletcher, the senior defensive lineman, who brings them down, and they now have a 2nd and 5 as we'll get the ball back up 14. Mikael Haywood Going to have a first down run. Nice 7 or 8 yards on the ground. Much better start for them on the ground than the Herd. 2nd and 8. Aguilar steps up, hit as he throws. It might have been an interception anyways by Dante Barrett. He was able to get the pressure off the right side, so that brings up a 3rd and 8. First one of the day. Roberts can't get away from one man. He's lit up quickly and brought down, and they'll have to punt it back to start the second quarter. It's going to be a 1st and 10 run. Ethan Payne barely getting past the line. Michael Fletcher again. But hey, Ethan Payne finally in the positives. He has 1 yard on the day off of 5 carries. This time it's going to be a delayed pass to the screen. He's got it. He's running and down past the 40. Markham at the 41, actually. They count forward progress, back a yard. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 for Marshall. They're going to look to switch it up here. Pennington calling some audibles. He's going to change the blocking scheme. This one's a pass. Quick one outside, caught by the tight end, and he's quickly wrangled down. Good job by Pennington showing his veteran presence and getting that one out quickly off the pressure. Now 3rd and 2. He has Payne behind him. This one's going to be a run. He is not going to get it. Cut down in the backfield, and Marshall, promising drive, is going to be taken away from them, and the Mountaineers will get it back. 1st and 2nd and 10, make it 3rd and 8. Jacoby Henderson all over Michael Hetzel's drag route, and they're going to have to get 8 yards here. This one's out to Roberts. Connie Roberts cutting inside, lit up, but he's got it first down. He has been maybe our 2nd or 3rd best receiver. This one delayed tight end screen outside to the flats, breaking the tackle. Eli Wilson, get off of me. And a first down and then some as the Mountaineer offense is cooking here. 2nd and 8. Kanye Roberts got it in a nice 6-yard game through the air. That's going to make it a 3rd and 2. Mikael Haywood now in the backfield. Haywood's cutting outside. Can't get the first. He's close. But it's going to be a 4th and 1 right at the 41-yard line. Long yard here. They need it. Mountaineers, Aguilar under center. He's going to send Kanan Hamlet in motion. He's going to come back to lead block potentially. It's going to be a run. Haywood, first down. He barely got there, but he got just enough of that line marker to get the first down, and now they have a new set of chains. Aguilar steps up. He is sacked. What a hit on the outside. A first one of the day for the Herd. That's going to make a loss of 2 now. Kanye Roberts, good little run there, making it 3rd and 8. We're now under 3 to go in the second quarter, so not a lot of time left for either team to work with. Aguilar going to go to the screen with Mikael Haywood, not usually a pass catcher, but he gets a first down, just enough needed there. They have it inside the 30. This one, again, a pass play. Roberts stays in delayed blocking. Last second throw to Wilson, bouncing off of a couple of tacklers, and he's got it inside the 15. A good, strong run there after the catch by the tight end, Eli Wilson. And Aguilar showing the late pressure and getting that pass off. This one to the end zone. Caught. And it's a touchdown. Christian Horn. I didn't know if he held on to it for a second there. On the corner route, Aguilar makes the Herd pay for the lack of defense there. And it is a 21-0 ball game. And the Pennington is going to throw it. This one's caught, broken away as Braylon Brown, and spun down by Seth Robertson and Ethan Johnson. They have a lot of time here. 1:20 left in the half, so they still have plenty of time. They're at the 48-yard line. No need to rush. Pennington going to look to throw this time outside. Another quick out route. This one's caught by the receiver, and he's got to scamper down. Another first down for the Herd. And once again, plenty of time on the clock. 34-yard line is where they stand. Again, a pass. Payne's going to stay in the block. Outside. Behind the secondary. Touchdown. Braylon Brown. Big catch there. I mean, that basically puts them back into this game because they will get the ball first out of the second half. And man, if they didn't score here, it was going to be very dangerously close to a 28-0 blowout if the Mountaineers could have went down the field and scored. But instead, what a drive. They just stood up and took what they needed, and they're able to score with 54 seconds left on the clock. Aguilar delayed pass to Caden Robinson. Still got a lot of space. Runs into Christian Horn. A little bit of a collision there with our own players, but it's still a nice gain through the air now. 1st and 10 after that one. Aguilar lobbing outside. Robinson holds on, out of bounds. His 3rd grab of the day, 52 yards through the air, and just like that, They're on the Herd side of the field, 2nd and 20 after a holding call. This one's outside. Michael Hetzel running away from the defender, wrapped up, but he's got about 25 on the ground, or on the catch and run there. 2nd and 10. Aguilar steps up, hit and deflected off the helmet of a lineman, dangerously close to being an interception if that defensive lineman could have got to it, but instead, 3rd and 10, 12 seconds. Aguilar lobs it. This one incomplete. Hayden Robinson had his hands on it, but instead, they'll send Michael Hughes, the senior kicker, out onto the field. He is going to take this one and hope to give them a 24-7 lead, and he does it just like that. It is, once again, a 3-possession lead now as we will head into halftime here. Marshall playing a tough game, but their defense just can't come out to play, and their offense cannot get the running game going. Ethan Payne struggled, but the Mountaineers, 206 yards through the air, 111 on the ground, about 7.9 yards per play, and 19 first downs with only 1 penalty. That is a recipe for success. But Joey Aguilar, you saw him at the beginning of the game using his legs, and he got that big run, and that has just been where all the momentum went. It started there on the first offensive snap of the game for the Mountaineers, and it hasn't turned back. But a good look at this touchdown pass from Pennington to Braylon Brown there at the end of the second quarter, and that set them up to actually have a chance here on 1st and 10. Good start to the drive. It's a pass on the curl route. He's got it closer to the marker. 3rd and 1 is where they'll stand. Pennington, they've got to try and get their running game going at some point. This one is going to go to Ethan Payne. Doesn't get much once again. I mean, that's a common sight, but he unfortunately gets the first down just barely, as he will set this chain, or set those chains to move now. Delayed screen. He's got some blockers. Braylon Brown down the sideline, inside the 30 at the 21. What a catch and run. And the Mountaineers defense is on their back feet. You've got to step up and make a play here. 2nd and 10. Ethan Payne faked. He's going to throw it outside. Caught and quickly brought down. Chuck Montgomery. Good job by Seth Robertson to bring him down. That's going to make it a 3rd and medium. 3rd and 6 now. Pennington through the screen. He's going to catch it in. Not enough for the first down, but I mean, you've got to imagine. Yeah, they're going for this all the way. 4th and 1 at the 12. Pennington to the air. It's caught. What a grab. And he's going to hold on to it, and he's got it at around the 5 for this Marshall offense. And they're ticking this clock down. Around 8 minutes. Delayed handoff. The pitch is not going to go anywhere. And it's going to be a 3rd and goal from the 4. Haven't been able to move the ball yet inside this goal line set. This one outside. Caught! Chuck Montgomery. His 6th grab of the day. And a touchdown again through the air for Pennington. Cole Pennington is slinging the football around the field today, despite their defense not giving him much help. And if they can get a stop, they're right back in this game. Aguilar, quick screen. Caden Robinson breaking free. Away from the safety. And it's gone. Touchdown, Caden Robinson. Wow. What a catch and run. I thought that was just a quick slant, maybe an incompletion. And wow. I went from, man, he held on to that on an RPO to, man, he caught that and ran away from everyone. Roberts was trying to track him down, but the safety was just too slow a little bit on his pursuit. And just like that, all the momentum back in the hands of App State, and Marshall is going to have to combat that now on offense. 1st and 10 from their own 19, deep downfield, and it's all picked off. It should have been dropped by Jordan Favors. I thought that one was a sure-handed interception. That would have been maybe the dagger at 31-14 now, 3rd and 10. Pennington lobs it deep downfield. This one should have been picked off as well, but Favors elects to just dump it, or Miles Farmer that time elects to just tip it down, and they'll have to punt it away. Under 6 to go in the quarter. This one outside to Mikael Haywood, trying to break a tackle. Good open field tackle by the defense there, and they're going to make it a 3rd and 2. And App State trying to convert here. Aguilar, deep set, drop down the field in double coverage. Dropped by Robinson. Tried to go for everything there. Maybe had a few guys open for the first down, but instead Seems like they're pretty content just getting a couple little seconds off the clock and then trying to punt it back. This one on the run. What a pass. And what a grab. As Marshall is able to convert their first down there, setting up a 2nd and 8 inside their own 48-yard line. Pennington, quick curl route, caught by Brown. He's quickly wrapped up. He has been their top receiver on the day. Now they're going to run Ethan Payne, finally seeing some daylight. It took almost 2.5 quarters, but instead of a loss, he's finally able to get free, and he's got a 2nd and inches, so they're going to keep it with him. No, it's going to be a little shovel pass, a deep shovel pass. And that one's caught by Braylon Brown as expected. So they have a 2nd and 2 now. Delayed handoff RPO. Caught by Montgomery. He's going to fall immediately. They have it inside the 5 now on a 1st and goal. Pennington going to give it to the backup. This one cutting inside. Nowhere to go. 1 carry for the backup, Antoine Roberts. And they just fed him to the Wolves there as he'd had not even a chance to get into the end zone. 2nd and goal now from the 3 after the 1-yard gain. Ethan Payne cutting outside. Touchdown. And the Herd bring it back to within 10 as it is 31-21 if they can hit the extra point, which they most likely will, you know. Pretty much a guaranteed extra point for most teams unless you're a user. But Marshall doing a good job sticking around in this one. I wish our defense would just take over and make that final dagger play. We had a chance last possession to get a couple picks, but instead, we give them another fighting chance. So we open the 4th quarter up by 10, 31-21, 12 minutes on the clock. This one's a dump out pass. Haywood, nowhere to go. Wrapped up. He's going to lose one. Devontae Smith, not the receiver for the Eagles, is going to bring him down now. 3rd and 4. They go back to Kanye Roberts. 1st down and then some more on the air pass there. We are going to hope to run the clock down and get a couple 1st downs. Now they go on the ground. Mikael Haywood, he's got a 1st down again. Hit hard, but he's brought down inbounds, thankfully, to keep that clock rolling. As we now near the 10-minute mark in this 4th quarter. Trying to run it down and play aggressive is tough. Aguilar under pressure, trying to get away from him. Nowhere to go. The 2nd sack of the day. Raphael Gales with a 10-yard sack. And that's going to set up a 2nd and 20. For the Mountaineers. Kanye Roberts gets a few yards back, 5 on the play. They still have a 3rd and 15. Aguilar looking downfield, nowhere to go. He has to take the sack. Didn't want to force it. Isaiah Gibson was there. You've got to take it when you can or when you have to, and that's what it was. You know, that was the right call there by Joey Aguilar. Now 1st and 10. Cole Pennington outside, caught. Chuck Montgomery, another big grab. He's been very big for their offense, too. Looks like a blitz here from the Mountaineers. It's going to be a delayed handoff. Ethan Payne getting some positive yards. It's going to be a 3rd and short. So, not a big run, but something's good, better than nothing if you're Ethan Payne because you've had a whole lot of nothing today now. 1st down, run there. Yes, he's got it. So, a 1st down and a new set of chains. They're going to move them down inside the 48-yard line. 2nd and 8. Pennington's going to send Payne in motion. It was supposed to be a dump down pitch pass. And a good job reading it by Michael Fletcher. He breaks it up and makes enough time for Pennington to get sacked there by Thomas Davis and Brendan Harrington. As he just, look at that. Michael Fletcher immediately goes outside to block the running back off the screen pass. And bam. What a job to cover that dump down swing pass. And he is able to get into the backfield and get the sack there. So they have a 3rd and 17 now. Looking for the wide receiver. Screen! Should have been a fumble. They're going to call it incomplete. Michael Fletcher again in the backfield. He has been back there all day long. And a 4th and 17. They're going for it. Pennington outside. Incomplete. Didn't matter anyways. He wasn't getting it. But Sean Collins breaks it up. And now they have a 2nd and 8. Aguilar throws it. This time it's Dalton Stroman. Doesn't get a lot of playing time on the field. But he's a pretty good special teams guy. That's a nice 9-yard catch and run. 2nd and inches. They're going to convert the 1st down. Mikael Haywood falling for a few more also. And it is now a 2nd and 10 at the 28. They're going to go back on the ground. Haywood bounces off of a tackler and gets a 1st down. The clock is going to continue to run down. And they almost had him down, but instead Haywood, he has just been extra shifty in this game. Aguilar, late throw, caught by Robinson, and he is quickly brought down after a 6-yard gain. Now 2nd and 4. Aguilar hands off to Haywood. Oh, he couldn't break free. I thought he might have been able to jump out of there for a touchdown, but instead it is a 3rd and 2. 10-point ball game, under 2 minutes to go. Aguilar, slant play, steps up, fires, and picked off at the goal line. Marshall has a chance. Deontay Smith, with the jumping of the route and picking it off, is going to set them up at their own 2. They have to drive 98 yards to get a touchdown. This time, Chuck Montgomery gets a big chunk of that on the first play of 17 there to start their drive. So you go from uncomfortably near your end zone to a 1st and 10, right around where you would normally start a drive, as they have it. Pennington, under pressure, looks to fire, and he's sacked by a committee there. Michael Fletcher, Brandon Sullivan, all of the above. 2nd and 11 now. Pennington outside. It's caught by Payne. Bounces off the first tackler, and he is brought down. They're going to call him out of bounds. I don't really think he was. We'll take what we can get, though. 3rd and 2 outside. Somehow caught. Ethan Johnson was right there to break it up, and it went right through his hands. Now delayed fake handoff. Pennington under pressure. Lobs it out. He just gets rid of this one. Good decision there not to force it into anything. 2nd and 10 for Marshall. They have 1:10 to go down the field and score a touchdown and also get an onside kick. This one's outside, right into the hands of the defender, Thomas Davis, I believe. And that is a 1st down from Chuck Montgomery as they have it at the 47. Now on our side of the 50, Pennington slings it into coverage. Caught by Brown. Good coverage by Ethan Johnson, but Brown makes a better catch. And Marshall looking pretty unstoppable here on this drive. Pennington, all kinds of time to throw. Now under pressure. Now he's going to take the sack. 4th of the day for the Mountaineer defense. That was the last thing you could do. And it's a 3rd and 24. Pennington looking to throw. He's going to dump it down, just taking what he can get. Now under 30 seconds to go. They don't really have a chance unless they score. And, 4th and 19. You've got to get it at least to the 19 yards from here. Pennington's going to throw it outside. It's dropped. 31-21 will be your final, as the clock will hit zeros and the Mountaineers get their 2nd straight victory, extending their 4-2 record now. And man, good way to get back on the board in the Sun Belt. You take a tough loss to South Alabama to start your Sun Belt play. You come out here, you take on a team that, yeah, sure, maybe they're not having the best year, but they are still a strong, quality team. You come out here and you beat them on their home field. Cole Pennington, good game from him overall. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He has had the turnover bug a little bit with 8 picks on the year and 8 touchdowns, but hey, he did a good job protecting the ball for the Herd. Ethan Payne really didn't provide any support. 1.8 yards per carry is just ridiculous, but I guess that is, not their strong suit on offense. Chuck Montgomery had 106 and 11 catches. Braylon Brown, we were able to slow him down after a really good start. 7 for 122 and a touchdown as well. As Leon Hart Jr., the middle linebacker, leading the team in total tackles and solo tackles. Sacks, they had a couple guys with 1. Monroe Beard, the 3rd, arguably their best player overall, had a pretty good game for their defense. Joey Aguilar, bounce back game after a rough couple weeks. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception late there. We probably could have definitely avoided that if we had just ran the ball, but I got a little too aggressive as a head coach. I was calling big plays, and yeah, I'll admit, wasn't the best play call, but I was happy with the way our offense performed. We had you spread the ball around. Caden Robinson really performed well. 5, 129 and 2 touchdowns. Michael Hetzel, 5 for 59 and a touchdown. I mean, not much more you can ask from your guys. Eli Wilson, 4 for 40. Christian Horn had the 115-yard touchdown through the air. They just did a good job getting open in this game, and, I thought they did a really good job holding on to a lot of passes that were maybe in coverage or, double covered. And I think that's something that they haven't done the greatest on so far. So I was happy to see that. Thomas Davis, Caden Sullivan, Sean Collins, Nate Johnson, all those guys got a couple of sacks on the day. Tackles for losses goes to the same people. Michael Fletcher didn't get a lot of tackles for losses, didn't get a lot of sacks, but he was everywhere on the field tonight. We do have a risk of transfer. Our starting left guard, Schrader, 86 overall, is currently at a risk to transfer. No new commits, though, but we have a couple new guys with top 3 schools settled And we are to number 1 for all 3 of them, thankfully. A 3-star linebacker and a 3-star strong safety and a 2-star strong safety. Thomas Davis, though, wins Sunbelt Defensive Player of the Week. For whatever reason, his stats didn't show up, so you kind of have to ignore that. But this is where our recruiting is standing right now. I mean, you know, it's always a good week when you win a game. Thankfully, we were able to show a couple of our recruits that, hey, we can actually come out here and we can have a really big offensive output. And I think that's going to help a lot of like these offensive linemen that we're going after pretty heavy, because that is, I know I've said it a few times, but the reason we're not going after a lot of playmakers is I think we need to focus on our offensive line first and foremost, and then we need to bring in the playmakers after that. If we can get a really strong offensive line, I'm going to be very happy with that. Clifton Bynum still has us at number 1, a 4-star center. Very excited to see what he does. Josh Martino, we're kind of getting caught up on a little bit, so I removed some of his points. I had enough left over that I was able to just go send the house on him. I think that's a good decision. I like Josh Martino, and I want to bring him in. A 3-star middle linebacker out of South Carolina is always a good decision to bring in. But I ended up changing the send the house because I wasn't quite sure how we could, if we could do this soft pitch effectively. The soft pitch is kind of confusing in this game. You have to make sure, you have to just kind of hope that all of your interests, or all of their interests, align. And I was able to find one that kind of aligned with our scenario, but also aligned with some of our good traits. You know, we found this one, this guy, I should say, but we found this one, 3 of his interests, maybe not our strongest, but a C, a B-, and an A for a coach's favorite soft pitch. I think that's a pretty good thing to see. I also added a few new guys to the recruiting board after some of the guys that we were going after previously committed elsewhere. Nick Miles, a receiving back out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and David Smith, a tight end out of Union, Kentucky. Pretty interested in him, though. At 85 speed, I think he could still be pretty doggone good, even if he is a bust. I think, so the way the busts work in this game, in my understanding, is it doesn't affect necessarily the attributes. More so, it affects things like the development trait. So if we're going to get a guy that's still pretty good with a normal dev, I think that's a pretty good thing for this team, because we'll take as many playmakers as we can get. And that's really where I'm, you know, going with this. I don't think we have the ability to be picky right now. We don't have the offensive firepower to be like, oh, we don't want that guy. But next episode, we are going to get a chance to take on a better quarterback, and the Raging Cajuns are a pretty good team. They have Chandler Fields. Their starting quarterback is their best playmaker on their offense, because he's a very good passer and a very good runner as well. They also have 4 guys over 15 catches, a couple guys with more than 3 touchdowns. Lance Legendre, what a name. Charles Robertson are there as well. Terrence Carter, a very good tight end, maybe one of the best in the Sun Belt Conference. He's an 80 overall sophomore, so he's going to be there for the Raging Cajuns for a while unless he transfers. And then on defense, they're led by middle linebacker Carmicah Glass. He's a sophomore. He has about 30 tackles on the year, 25 solo, 5 assisted, 2 tackles for losses. But they also have Jordan Lawson with 8 TFLs and 7 sacks on the year. He's undoubtedly their best defensive lineman. He does a really good job getting into the backfield, and he's going to be really important that we are able to block him. They also have 4 interceptions, so not strangers to forcing turnovers. They do a pretty good job in coverage there, with Courtline Flowers at strong safety and a couple other guys making big plays there for the Raging Cajun defense. I think this next week is going to be interesting. It's going to be a bit of a test. You know, Marshall is definitely tier below us, but I think the Raging Cajuns, you could argue, are right around where we are. I think they're a very strong team. They're in a very good recruiting environment in the South with Louisiana, so I think they could come out here and be a very tough opponent. They're 4-1. They're 1-0 in conference play, right around our overall, and they've played some good games. I mean, a lot of their games have been very close, but their only loss comes to Wake Forest, who isn't a great Power 5 team, but they are a Power 5 team. And yeah, we need to come out on our A game. We're having to travel all the way to Louisiana, so this is going to be a long journey for the team. Got to make sure everybody's head is in the right headspace. Head coach Julius Canary has to get his team ready for this Sun Belt matchup next episode. But hope you all enjoyed this one. As always, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time.